I feel like the Incarnon Furis was a bit overlooked initially, simply because it was in the same rotation with the Strun and the Latron. I mean, talk about some serious competition. But after testing this one today, I am impressed with what it's capable of. Hey guys, welcome back. As always, my name is Leyzar, and today we're going to be diving deeper into the Incarnon Furis. I'm going to have an endgame setup for you fantastic veterans out there, because this is not exactly a new player-friendly weapon. That said, we're still going to be going through everything that you need to know. What evolutions to pick, what works, what doesn't, what kind of build options you're looking at, and what kind of performance is the weapon capable of. So with that out of the way, let's jump into the Incarnon Furis. Let's begin by checking out how the weapon handles without any mods equipped. And for that, just a couple of our regular free shots. The Incarnon Furis is a secondary hit scan weapon with an automatic trigger, and as soon as you install that glorious Incarnon Genesis adapter, you're going to be getting yourself a brand new cursor with a loading bar right underneath. With any level of load that you get by getting headshots, not body shots, you can go Incarnon form. And in Incarnon form, the weapon changes functionality and appearance as well. Now you channel this frontal plasma ball that will continuously deal damage to enemy. And the maximum charge is a massive 280, which you can obtain really easily and quickly with a bit of multi-shot on the weapon. Now, should you go for headshots? Well, you should go for headshots if you're trying to proc some kind of headshot effect, but from my testing, the weapon doesn't seem to have a actual headshot multiplier. And take a look at this. I mean, are you really gonna, do this? We're just gonna do this instead. Evolution 1 enables the transformation, Evolution 2 is when you get an actual choice. First option is called Heaven Foray, and you've seen this one before, or at least the name. Increases damage by 28, base amount, with overshields, another base amount. 30, doesn't work, fantastic. Next one, Stormburst, increases damage by 28, base amount. Works. On hitting enemies affected by electricity status, 40% multi-shot for 2 seconds, stacking up 3 times. Works. Fantastic, we're just gonna go for this one. Now, for the record, I don't know if the base amounts work on both because nothing seems to change, so they're either bugged on both or work on both. Probably work on both. Just the overshield part on Heaven Foray does not seem to function. We're gonna be going with Stormburst. Evolution 3 is usually the usability tree, and we're talking about Executioner's Fortune on headshot, 10% chance for instant reload, works in normal form. Second one, Extended Volley, increases magazine capacity by 25%. Works in normal form. Last one, Practice Grip, increases accuracy by 50%. Works in both forms, but we don't really care about the Incarnon form's accuracy, so you know what? You can pick whatever you want. It's not really gonna make much of a difference in gameplay. Attaboy DE, we're just gonna go with that one, I guess. Evolution 4, the most powerful evolutions, right? Right? Well, this one on headshot, 5% fire rate for 2 seconds, stacks up 10 times. So it's 50% fire rate. Big freaking wolf. Prelude of Might, with crit chance below 40%, increases critical damage multiplier by 3x. Base amount, fantastic, awesome, doesn't work. It doesn't do a goddamn thing on this weapon. Even if it did, I mean, you would have to keep your crit chance below 40% if it would work the way that it says it should work. So it doesn't even matter, it doesn't work. We're gonna just go with this one. Elemental Balance, increases status chance by 28%. Is it the best one, Papa? Is it the best? It's the one that works. Let's talk about builds. If you're a newer player and you came across the Furis and you think, oh my god, this is a great weapon, then no, just stop. Link the cards right now for an actual good secondary weapon that is accessible for newer players at low mastery ranks, and it doesn't cost a whole lot to legitimately make and max out. Check that one out. Forget about this one. This one is only to be leveled up and kept, not sold, until you get the Incarnon Genesis adapter, and until you can call yourself a veteran and you have all these mods. But until then, nah. Damage, flat damage, we got flat damage. Well, we got Cascadia Flare because by default the weapon does deal heat damage, and we also made corrosive on it. You can make heat corrosive or heat viral, is really up to you depending on what you're going to be doing. So, flat damage from Cascadia Flare, more flat damage from Galvanized Shot. Yes, this one does appear to work on the weapon, which is fantastic. We also got a lot of multi-shot with Galvanized Diffusion, some fire rate, and multi-shot with Lethal Torrent, critical chance and critical damage through the use of Crimping Bullseye and Prime Target Cracker. Now, if you don't want to sacrifice the fire rate, then you know what? It's actually a better idea to go with the normal version. Well, normal. Prime version. Prime Pistol Gambit, because 13% critical chance for 20% fire rate, you can make that trade-off. We also got a faction mod here just to appease the faction mod guides, but if you don't like faction mod, you can go with even more flat damage. Bear in mind, you have enough flat damage from Cascadia Flare alone plus galvanized shot, so you don't necessarily need to go for that one. Now you see here I made corrosive on the weapon, and again you can also make viral as well with a change of a single mod, and I'm using Pistol Pestilence not ranked up because I'm trying to bring the value of the corrosive a lot lower than the heat, because I don't need a gazillion corrosive procs. I need 10, and I'm gonna get 10 like that. So there is that. However, in using an unmaxed Pistol Pestilence, I'm also giving up a fair bit of status chance, which again costs me heat procs, so it's a bit of a give and take. Dealer's choice on this one. We're gonna be testing the weapon out like so, and then we're gonna make a few changes here and there. Because, my friends, this is a Dispo 5 out of 5 weapons, because nobody in their right mind will be playing with this. Go for headshots. Nice and easy charge. Now, this being a galvanized setup, I'm gonna have to charge it a little bit. Oh, by the way, these are Corrupted Heavy Goons level 165 with the Steel Path modifier enabled. They are one of those freaking tough targets. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. Beautifully, beautifully. Now, I'm not using the full power of the build just yet, because remember that level 1 talent. I'm gonna have to get electricity procs on my targets for that fantastic multi-shot. And for that, we are using Wisp. But before we do that, let me just show you really quick. See? Steel Path modifiers are on, which makes the weapon's performance a lot more impressive if you think about it. So we're gonna put down the electricity mode, or the shock mode right here. Now the targets are gonna be getting shocked. Go Incarnon form. Here you go. That's the difference. And there is a significant difference. Hooray, multi-shot, fantastic, yay, and all of that good stuff. Now I'm gonna be putting a shock mode everywhere just so we can get consistent results. I know this is essentially Warframe buffs, but it is the weapon's talent, and I am trying to max it out and show you exactly how this one can play. You can also use Gyre. You guys love Gyre? She's got one decent build. You wanna see it? Look at the cards right now. There you go. This is the kind of power you can expect out of the weapon. Now, if I stop shooting, you will see that the damage over time is around, I think it was around 150,000. But you know what? Let's not do any guesswork. I'm tired of guesswork when it comes to Warframe. You do a lot of that in Warframe. So, let's shoot the guy. 135,000 heat proc there. 148,000 there. And 61,000 on that guy. This is a guy? No, these are technically girls, so there is that to bear in mind. There you go. Heat procs galore. Absolutely shredding whatever stands before you. The weapon packs a serious punch. You just gotta build it the right way. You just gotta test for all of the bugs and all of the inconsistencies. Now, my friends, depending on when you see this actual build, the developer will eventually fix those talents and they will work, so do bear that one in mind. Let's talk about options. Yes, options. Don't hatch Cascadia Flare, which is the best in slot in this case. Go to something like Primary Deadhead or Primary Merciless. It's really up to you. Now, we're gonna change one mod. We're gonna output Jolt, Frostbite. Then we're gonna go like so. And now we got Viral and Heat on the weapon. I don't need a gazillion Viral procs, so we're gonna go like so. You can also output Lethal Torrent for another mod, and we'll talk about that mod that you wanna type about just a second later. Once again, for headshots. Once again, for the electricity mode. Get zapped. Viral Heat. 150,000. 300? Was that 300? I don't know. I didn't see the value of the damage over time there. 176,000. Of course, I am now using Viral. 185,000. I'm just looking at the biggest heat ticks. Who says you need Slash? You don't necessarily need Slash, my friends. You can roll with something like this. Now, by all intents and purposes, while I may prefer Corrosive, it's a personal thing, and I guess it's a reminiscence thing, you should really go with Viral and Heat, because this one will provide the greater benefit overall on most of the missions. 190,000. Can we reach 200,000? I didn't see the proc, it died too fast. Even with the Steel Path modifiers on, and these guys still die way too quick. This is the kind of weapon we're talking about. It's absolutely bloody glorious. Now, let's talk about Purity. Winds of Purity. What the hell was it called? There you go. 20% lifesteal and 1 Purity. Dude. Oh, this one heals you for a truck and a half continuously as long as you fire. And the Purity is always useful. If you want to use this one, even though at high levels no matter how much health you got, you're still gonna be getting one shot eventually, which is why we play into shield gating and rolling guard and all that kind of crap. But if you really want to use this one, you can output your faction mod or you can output lethal torrent as well. Speaking about faction mods, in case you didn't catch that one, you can replace it with something like flat damage or winds of purity that we just talked about. Enough about that. Riven disposition, 5 out of 5, more power. Yes, more power, mama. Yes, multi-shot toxic critical chance. Yes, yes, yes. Now you're gonna say, dude, I don't have a Riven. Well, you should. You bloody well should. They're so bloody cheap. I think it's around 100 pledges. Get yourself a Riven, roll it, and enjoy it. You're never gonna get more out of Rivens than when it's Dispo 5 out of 5. Do you not want to have fun? Then again, if you don't have the plat, then you don't have the plat, and that's all there is to it. We're gonna be using this puppy right here and this puppy right here. Got it. Perfect. Let's go. But this should be pretty damn good. Obviously, the weapon's power will go up significantly with that Riven. This for 5 out of 5 makes a humongoid difference on most weapons. Electricity. And go. Oh, baby. It wasn't even stacked. Value of the proc, 190,000. It's too quick. It's too quick. I can't see the proc. 175. It's gone. It's gone. Now we're cooking with gas. $390,000 right here. Woo-hoo, yeah, boy. This is what I'm talking about, man. You can have so much fun. Who says that secondary weapons are not competitive? Well, I said that because it was true before Incarnon weapons, but this and the Lex, and not only these, the Leto as well, and the Bronco are now on a whole different level. Now, granted, this cannot match the power of the Incarnon Lex, but it's pretty goddamn good as it is. Now I know what you're saying. Dude, you're shooting standing still targets. I mean, do you really think there's gonna be an actual difference if they move? Fine, let's head on over to the Path of Steel. Welcome to the Void, my friends. Now let's see what the weapon can do in Steel Path. Yeah, Steel Path. That's gonna make a big difference. Actually not, because essentially it's the same target. So, we got a full charge. Here we go. Where'd you go? Guys, where the hell did you go? Come back to me. Well, I guess they skedaddled, skedoodle. Our heavy gunner is now a poodle, as you can see. I found the target? Where the hell is it? Oh, the capture target. Dude, how? How can you go so quick? Absolutely freaking insanity. This is what this weapon is capable of. Now, of course, I can show you more killing of random stuff, but do you really think that'll prove anything? How about that Acolyte, huh? You guys love Acolytes, don't ya? Flash, flash, guess who's coming? Must be Sobre. You got Angst, so no bubble this time. I prefer the bubble guy, keeps you on your toes. There's Angst, I'm on fire! I think that's Angst. And the reason why I keep jumping in the air, because that's how I get my survivability as a wisp. And there she goes. And that's pretty much it for the Acolyte. And as you should know by this point, you can't perma-stack stacks on an Acolyte. Essentially, I can only get 4 heat procs, and the weapon relies on those heat procs to get its damage out. So when it comes to dealing with an Acolyte, a weapon such as this that functions based on how many procs you can get on your target isn't really gonna do all that well. But when it comes to everything else, well, no problem there. And I do believe, my friends, that is pretty much it. As always, my name has been Leyzar. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, favorite, share, and subscribe only if you enjoy the content. If you got any feedback for me, let me know in the comment section down below. As for a conclusion to this amazing weapon, we're talking about the Incarnon Furis. Gotta get this one right bloody now. It's a fantastic weapon. It is plagued by some bugs, especially when it comes to the evolutions. But you know what? You can make it work with no problem whatsoever. I highly encourage you pick up this weapon, but not before the Latron and the Strun. And if you're wondering which is more powerful, this or the Lex, ooh, the Lex is still on its own very special level. If you love the content and you want to help me keep making it, consider supporting us via Patreon. There's going to be a link in the upper right portion of the screen right about now. But until next time, my friends, bye-bye.